Fresh Kid Z, Fresh Kid C, yes, sir. Fresh Kid P, Fresh Kid T. Oh yeah, we back. Oh, and Zach Fool, by the way. Yeah, Jones. Yeah. Chitty man, and we pretty much amazing. Hear your new song, please. I got you. Hey yo, I once was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems. When I get it, I'ma pound it up. Now I'm dope on the bread, we can toast so fresh. How we flow, everybody get this down. Yo, I once was a kid with the other little kids. Now I'm ripping up shows and the fans go around with us. Tell mommy I'm sorry, this life is a party. Remember you was a kid, reminisce days of the innocence. Now it's Kitty Bang, Google me the images. Follow me, I'm the leader. And when I park cars, I don't pay for the meter. I remember I was younger as a kid, it was the best. I used to touch on all the pretty girls in recess. I'm at my peak, yes, I won't leave yet. Cereal style, cereal, all I need check. I can make these rappers run like a hard drill. Rock band, show you how the guitar feels. And I could care less how y'all feel. I got a flow to make a do a cartwheel. This is that good, just pump it and relax, bro. And you could get
Yo, what up? This is Fish. Doing something a little bit different today. Starting off a new series called Getting Neo Rich. I don't know what it's called. It might be called that. But yeah, it's about making MP and stuff. So I'm going to kick it off today. What I'm doing is I'm starting up a shop. I'm going to open a doubloon shop. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I don't want any of this junk in my shop, so I'm going to get rid of it. I just want doubloons. So we'll get rid of that. And what I'm doing right now is I'm breaking down doubloons. It's a little hidden secret on Neopets not a lot of people know about. For a long time, you could break down doubloons, and for every click, you're making over 1,000 Neopoints. Like, it was really good like 3-4 months ago. So this is what I did for a little bit to make some of my Neopoints. Nowadays, competition has picked up. More people have found out about this, and based on what resellers are in the game, like, profits get a little thin, closer to like 500 MPs now per click. But here's what I do. So we're gonna break down doubloons by going to the golden doubloon, and we are purchasing Oyster Obsession. And what this does is it'll break the largest doubloon in your inventory. And it gives you change. And when you add up the change, it's more profitable than the original coin. So I just need to get this link here. And I'm just going to feed my pet the Oyster Obsession over and over again. Every time I do this, I'm making around probably 700 MP right now. And I'll show you the cost of all these coins right now. One doubloons and 2 doubloon coins go for around 500. Let's see if I can buy this or if I already have 60 items in my inventory. I think I probably have 60 in my inventory. Not a big deal. Don't need to pick this up. Oh, we got it. Nice. Okay. So I go back here. 1 doubloon coins are floating in at 500. Tangy, one of the big resellers. Big resellers, yeah, it's doubloons, but Florentine's kind of in the game in all the easy to sells, but they don't quite have this process hammered down like some of the big guys. Let me see if I can find any of the other big names that I know. Not too much competitions. The names do like change throughout the weeks or months, but some of the guys have been grinding for a long time. I think I have one of the better systems down as far as like streamlining the whole process and not wasting time. some of these players are buying doubloons off other people to resell, and that's not what you want to do. Like, you're making, like 25, 50, maybe 100 NP at a time doing that. Whereas, breaking down these larger doubloons, focus on buying larger doubloons and then reselling them as smaller doubloons, you're, making, more than 10 times the profit of what some of those smaller guys are doing. So, that's okay though. All the players are important. Like, you really need people doing different things to keep all these doubloon sales going. You have the bulk buyers that will just come in and buy out hundreds of your doubloons. So it is really important to have all these guys in there. And yeah, just showing you how to get here. It's in Grok Island. Golden doubloon. One thing to talk about is this currency occupation. It's interesting because back when I was doing this a while ago, and there was like no competition, I could basically just come in at free will. This goes up by 1 anytime someone breaks something down, so I'll break something down now, and then it'll go to 7. Show you that. So it's the reason I break down this that costs 2 doubloons instead of this that costs 1 doubloon is because, interestingly enough, 1 doubloon coins for many months now have sold at a greater price than the 2 doubloon coin. Right now they're pretty comparable, but still the 1 doubloon coins are like 20 NP higher. So I'll do this, and that'll give me, for every 10 doubloon coin I break down, I get back a 1 doubloon coin worth a little bit over 500, a 2 doubloon coin worth a little bit over 500, so that's 1,000, and then I get a 5 doubloon coin that's worth around 1,600. So if you add that all up, that's around 2,700 at least, and that's if you're selling that very bottom whiz price. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. What I do is I sell like 2 at bottom whiz price, but then whatever I have a lot of, I might bump that up a couple hundred, because that'll all add up. And so that makes me around 1,000, once I get my snipes in and stuff like that too, per click. And I can get in around 12 clicks per minute if I'm going real fast with just like using the link rather than clicking on these. Makes it a little bit faster. But yeah, I'll show you how it's going to go to 7 now. It might actually drop, so let's refresh to make sure it's still at 6. Because it does drop. I don't quite have the times down. Okay, awesome. It dropped. So it's at 0, and I'll eat something, and you'll see it go to 1. As we wait, I didn't know what to say while we're waiting. It's like, I need to prove it now. There it is. Golden doubloon current occupancy 1. But like I said, it's much easier to use this link. So I'll just be copy and pasting the link to actually eat the food, because that's all. It makes more sense than going like in and out of the shop a million times and figuring out what you want. I already know what I want. I'm obsessed with this oyster. Give me the oysters. Give me the oysters. So yeah. It's really boring to do this, but you can make pretty good Neopoints, and what I like about it is the startup costs aren't a lot. You can literally get in for maybe like 100K, open up a shop, sell your doubloons within minutes, and like you're already at 200K, and you can keep putting the NPs in your shop and build up your shop naturally. That's how I built up mine. I think I have like size 100, but I haven't done this for a long time. Notice the occupancy dropped again. What it normally does, it'll drop twice in a row every, I want to say in between 5 and 10 minutes. It's kind of like the older stocking, like how they claim the stocking used to be every 7 or 8 minutes. So it's kind of like that, but then it'll drop twice in a row, and the amount it drops varies. Sometimes it just drops a couple, sometimes it drops pretty big. And if I just sat here and kept doing this, eventually it would get up to 100. If a lot of people come in, it gets well over 100. And I don't quite understand this part. I don't know if like bots and cheaters are spiking it way up or how it's getting that high. It doesn't make sense to me. But the occupancy will skyrocket to high 200s, high 300s occasionally. And that's the awful times. That's like the drought, I called it. At one point, I just completely quit because for like a week, it was doing that. And I was like, what? Is it just over? Like, did everyone just find out about this? So I stopped, didn't do it forever. And then I came back to it, and suddenly the occupancy problem wasn't happening. It was like this, where I kind of can come in and I have free control a lot of times. You'll know when someone else is in there because you'll be able to watch it go up by 1. You'll know if you have a competitor, and I think that's pretty cool. So like I try to go really fast when other people are in there. You know, you'll beat them out, right? It's kind of like restocking in a way. And another thing you can do when you're in your shop, I like to keep one of each in. Right now I don't have any 10s stock just because, like I said, I haven't been doing this. I'm just literally just starting it up now for the purpose of the video. So let me switch. Let's pretend that I worked really hard. I got this up to 100, so I want to chill and let it drop down. You don't have to let it drop to 0, but I want it to drop to like, 50, whatever. And I'll do something else. First, I fill up my shop completely with doubloons. And then once my shop's all filled, I'll put the rest in my safety deposit box. So we can go to our shop, and we'll price real quickly. We only sell the 1s, the 2s, and the 5s. Occasionally when I'm going all out, I'll sell all of them because then, people don't really know what I'm up to. They don't necessarily know I'm a breaker. If you walk into someone's shop, you see they have 5, 2s, and 1s only, I assume that person is just breaking doubloons. Okay, so we hit some low doubloons right now while I'm pricing. Always pick them up. That's why I completely cleared the inventory first. I'm going to be buying and pricing right now. I'm doing both at the same time. And I'll show you what I buy. I really stay out of the reseller shops. I don't like to buy anything from them at all. Well, when I say resellers, I mean the breakers. Like, the people that I'm competing with, the people that are helping me in my chain, like the people that are buying my 1s, 2s, and my 5s, I'll love to buy big coins from them, and I'll even overpay just to, like, encourage them to keep, like, selling doubloons and being all about the business. Setting my shops load here and closing out other tabs. Okay, so I bought the 1 doubloon coins. This will be part 1 of the video because I'm going to have to pause in 30 seconds. So we'll continue right up where we picked off, basically. And I'm just going to start pricing these. So what will I do with the 1s? I think I'm going to price the lowest on these. And I'll go $4.97. So I buy this guy. I'll even buy